Well, hey, I'm back again, Chris. How are they doing? Good. Well, it is March, so they have learned a lot, haven't they? Well, you know what? Let's do the review problems. I think on the Smartboard presentation over there, you're on page, you're ready to do some review before you send them on to do their homework. And they should have their books open to what page? 297? Okay, 290 or 273. 273. So they should be open to browsing marker, to page 273. That's in case they can't see the problems, huh? All right, so which ones do you want to start off with? Number 9. Okay, what we'll do then is we'll do each problem and number 9. Let's start with number 9. Number 9, they want to know you have 4 meters and they want to know how many centimeters it equals. Pause the video and see if they can do that. Wasn't much of a pause, was it? Well, in this situation, we are going from a larger unit to a smaller unit. When you go from a larger unit to a smaller unit, you multiply. Now you have to remember that 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. 1 meter equals 100 centimeters, so you're going to take your 4 meters and multiply it by 100. And so your answer for this problem is 400. All right, very good. What's the next one you want them to do? The next one that we're going to do is problem 10. Problem number 10. Okay, kids, do problem number 10 in your book. 2 liters equals how many milliliters? Pause the video if you need to. Okay, here we go. To start off with, we are going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, so we know we have to multiply. We know that 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. So in this case, we take our 2 liters, multiply it by 1,000. And when we do that, our answer is 2,000 milliliters. All right, let's go on and try the next problem. Okay, the next problem would be we have 2.1 liters. 2.1 liters equals how many milliliters? Pause the video and see if they can come up with that answer. All right, here we go. Here we go. Well, in this situation, what we want to remember, again, we are going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, and we know that 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. So if we multiply, we're going to take 2 and 1/10 times 1,000. Now you can do this on a calculator, or you can use the rule of just moving the decimal point. Now, if you are multiplying, that means that you are going to move the decimal point to the right, the number of zeros. So in this case, we have 2.1, so we can multiply we can multiply by 1,000, moving our decimal 3 places. 1, 2, 3. Add your zeros and take your decimal point, and now you have 2,100. So the answer to that is 2,100 milliliters. Okay? Let's try another problem. Let's try problem number, I got my little notes here. Let's problem number 14. Problem 14. Give that one a try. And I'll write it up here. 3 kilometers equals how many meters? Pause the video and see if they can get it. All right. Here we go. Again, this is an example of going from a larger to a smaller unit, which means you are going to multiply. We know that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. So that means we're going to multiply 3 times 1,000. So our answer for this one is 3 kilometers equals 3,000 meters. All right, let's move on and do problem number, let's go to 17, the way they have things set up. Let's go to problem number 17. In problem number 17, they've given you 20 2/10 of a liter, and they want to know how many milliliters. So pause the video and see if you can figure that one out. Okay, this one was a little bit different, wasn't it? Because you have a decimal in here. Same rules apply. You're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit of measure. Going from larger to smaller, which means you're going to larger to smaller, you're going to multiply. Okay? So larger to smaller means you multiply. In this case, we can use the rules of moving decimals to do it. And we know that 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters, which means we're going to multiply 20 2/10 by 1,000. Again, what we do is we move the decimal to the right, or we use a calculator. Move your decimal to the right, and you can get your answer with very little difficulty. However, remember, you have 20.2 or 2/10, and if you move this decimal, you're going to have to come over 3 places, because that's how many zeros you have. So you have 1, 2, 3. Fill in your zeros, and you have your new decimal point right there. So our answer is actually going to be 1, 2, 3, comma. It's actually going to be the huge number of 20,200. 20,200 is your answer for number 17. Okay, let's try number 18 now with the kids. Let's try number 18. Oh, cheat sheet there. Well, I'm writing the problem up here, kids. See if you can solve number 18 on your own. Okay, number 18. If you need to pause the video or keep going, is 6 grams equals blank kilograms. All right. Everybody ready? I can wait. Nope, we're ready? Okay, here we go. All right, we are oh, this is different, isn't it? We are going from grams to kilograms, so we are actually going from smaller to larger. Smaller to larger. When we go from smaller to larger, we divide. Smaller to larger means division. Now, we have 6 grams. We know that 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. So that means that we're going to take 6 and we are going to divide it by 1,000. You can use your calculator, you can do it on paper and pencil, or you can use the moving of the decimal. Now, here's the thing to remember. You have 6, which is a whole number, so your decimal point is right here, and you're going to divide it by 1,000. Now, if you divide by 1,000, that means when you divide, you're going to bring your decimal to the left, okay? Because you're decreasing the value of a number, so it goes left, all right? And so in this situation, we have 3 zeros, so we're going to move our decimal 3 places to the left. So if it's 0.6, we're going to come over 1, 2, 3 places, put our decimal point, fill in our zeros. So our answer to this problem is 6 grams equals 6 thousandths of a kilogram, which would make sense because a gram, there's 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram. So if you had 6 of them, you'd have 6 thousandths. Okay, let's try the next problem. That was number 18. Let's try number 21. Problem 21. In problem 21, you have 486 centimeters equals how many meters? Pause the video, Chris, and see if they can solve this one. All right, hopefully they're all ready. Here we go. Again, we're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit. Smaller to larger. So when you go from smaller to larger, you're going to use the operation of division. So smaller to larger, you divide. In this situation, we know that 1 meter is going to equal 100 centimeters. Okay? 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. So if we divide, we're going to divide 486 by 100. Again, all we have to do is move the decimal to the left. Okay? So you move the decimal to the left. Whoops. Left. Okay? So, in other words, 486 is a whole number, which puts the decimal right here. Move it over 1, 2 places to the left, 1, 2 places to the left. So if you have 486 centimeters, you have 486 hundredths of a meter. All right, let's do problem number 22. Give that one a try now. Okay, problem number 22. Here we go for problem number 22. We have 3 2/200ths of a meter, and we want to know how many centimeters it equals. Okay? Well, in this situation, we are going from a larger to a smaller unit, so we know we have to multiply. So we can take we know that 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. So we will multiply this amount by 100, this amount by 100. So we're going to take 3 2/100 times 100. And when we do that, we can just move our decimal to the right because we're multiplying. Move our decimal to the right, the number of zeros that we have. So if we take 3 2/100, we're going to go over 1, 2 places to the right, which gives us an answer of 302 centimeters. All right, there you go, Chris. How did they do? Good. I think they're ready for their homework. Why don't I pass it out to them, or you can pass it out to them. All right, see you, kids.